Good morning, students. In this lecture 31st of mechanics, we will discuss the numericals based on the chapter inverse square law force. So in our first numerical, we have given a particle of mass small m and the particle is tracing a circle of radius r. It means radial distance remains constant under the attractive inverse square force, which is equal to minus k by r square. So the particle, it is moving in a circular path of radius r under the attractive inverse square force, which is given f of r is equal to minus k by r square. And we have to show that the energy of the particle, the total energy of the particle at any point in the circle is minus k by 2r. It means we have to prove total energy E is equal to minus k by 2r. So, to prove, we have to prove that total energy E, it is equal to minus k by 2r. And we have given the particle is moving under the attractive inverse square force, that is f of r, it is equal to minus k by r square. And we know that formula for total energy is equal to radial kinetic energy, that is half mr dot square, plus centrifugal potential energy, that is L square by 2mr square. So suppose this as equation 1. And total energy of the particle, which is moving under inverse square force, is given by E. It is equal to, we have derived this expression, it is half mu r dot square. Here mass of the particle is m, so it is half m r dot square plus centrifugal potential energy L square by 2 mu r square. Instead of mu we have m, plus gravitational potential energy, that is U. So now we have to calculate the value of gravitational potential energy U. But how? We have the relation of the force and suppose this as equation 2. So we know that the relation between force and the potential energy, f of r, it is equal to minus du by dr. So du will be minus f of r dr. So to calculate gravitational potential energy, integrate on both sides, we will have U is equal to minus integration of f of r dr. Put the value of f of r from equation 1, which is minus k by r square. So we will have U is equal to minus k by r square dr. So this minus and minus, it will be plus. K is constant, so take it outside the bracket and we have 1 by r square dr. Perform its integration. It will be U is equal to K integration 1 by r square means r raised to power minus 2 dr. And what is the formula for integration? It is r raised to power minus 2 plus 1 divided by minus 2 plus 1. So it is minus k by r. So U comes out to be minus k by r, and put that value of U in equation 2. So put U is equal to minus k by r in equation 2, that is equation of energy. So we have energy half mr dot square plus L square by 2mr square and plus U is equal to minus k by r. And one more thing is given, that particle is tracing a circular path. So now suppose this equation as equation third. It is given that particle is tracing a circular path of radius r. Circular path of radius r, and we know that radius of the circle remains constant. So this implies r is constant, and if r is constant, then its derivative r dot will be 0. And now put this value in equation third. Therefore, equation third becomes E is equal to, here 0 will make this radial kinetic energy equal to 0. So total energy is equal to L square by 2mr square minus k by r. And this is centrifugal potential energy, this is gravitational potential energy, and collectively this term is known as effective potential energy U dash. And one more thing which we know is that when the particle it moves along the circular path under the inverse square force, at that time its total energy is equal to minimum potential energy. That is, U dash is minimum in case of circular path. So if U dash is minimum, now we will calculate that value of R corresponding to which U dash is minimum. So, which is equal to minimum in case of circular path. So to calculate its minimum value, U dash will be minimum at some value of R. So its derivative will be equal to 0. So this implies it will be L square by 2m, derivative of 1 by r square, it will be minus 1 by r cube. Here we will have minus k as constant. Derivative of 1 by r will be minus 1 by r square. So minus and minus will be plus. It is equal to 0. Find the value of r from here. And you will get L square by 2mr cube. It is equal to k by r square. So r raised to power 2 will be cancelled out. Here we will have 1 r. So what is the value of r here? So here we have L square by 2mr. It is equal to k. This implies r is equal to, here this 2 will be cancelled out. The derivative is minus 2 by r cube. So this 2 and 2 will be cancelled out. So here we have 1. Here we have 1. So we have r is equal to L square by mk. And we have to find the expression of total energy is equal to minus k by 2r. It means m is cancelled out in the final expression and L square is cancelled out in the final expression. So put the value of L square from here. L square is equal to mkr. So put L square is equal to mkr in this equation number 4th. Put L square is equal to mkr in equation 4th, and we get the expression of total energy. It is equal to L square is mkr divided by 2mr square minus k by r. So this m and m will be cancelled out. 1 r will be cancelled out. So we have total energy is equal to k by 2r and minus k by r. And here you have k by r common, and inside the bracket you have 1 by 2 minus 1. So take its LCM. LCM is 2 and here we have 1 minus 2, that is minus 1 by 2. So total expression of total energy is minus k by 2r, hence proved. So total energy of the particle which is moving in a circular path under the effect of inverse square force minus k by r square, its total energy is equal to minus k by 2r. So now moving on to the next numerical. In this numerical we have to prove that a particle which is moving in a central force field, for that particle this equation it is equal to 0. So for a particle which is moving under the effect of central force, we know that its angular momentum is given by mu r square theta dot. This we have proved in an article, motion of a body under the effect of central force. So there the angular momentum of the particle, you have to write it complete, angular momentum of a particle of mass m, we are using m instead of mu, moving under the central force is given by L, it is equal to m r square theta dot. And we know that we have also proved one property of the central force, that is any body or the particle which is moving under the effect of central force, its angular momentum remains conserved. And it is given by this and remains conserved Therefore, L is equal to m r square theta dot, it is equal to constant. Means it is not changing. If it is not changing, its derivative will be 0. So differentiate both sides. Differentiate this equation, both sides with respect to t. So as it is constant, it will not change with respect to time. So mass is constant, keep it as it is. First, out of r square and theta dot, first suppose r square is constant, then differentiation of theta dot with respect to t, it will be theta double dot. Plus second time, suppose m and theta dot are constant. So what will be the differentiation of r square? It will be 2r. Then differentiation of r with respect to t, it will be r dot. So it is equal to, here we have on right hand side constant, differentiation of constant quantity is 0. So take m and r common and we have r theta double dot plus 2r dot theta dot. Mass of the particle, it cannot be equal to 0. R cannot be equal to 0. So left hand side is the product of three quantities, it is equal to 0. And we know that if the product of any number of terms is equal to 0, it means one of the terms is 0. And that one term is this. This implies 2r dot theta dot plus r theta double dot, it is equal to 0. So which is the required relation which we have to prove, hence proved. Next is, what are the dimensions of this quantity? So dimensions of L square by mu r square. We know that L is angular momentum and angular momentum is mvr. So here we have mvr square divided by this is reduced mass into this is distance square. So dimensions of mass, it is denoted by capital M. Velocity is distance upon time. So dimensions of velocity will be Lt minus 1. So Lt minus 1. Then r is the distance. Dimension of distance is L. And its square divided by, here we have reduced mass whose dimension will be m, and then we have distance square, so its dimension will be L square. So solve this. We have m square L square t minus 2 L square divided by m into L square. So 1 L square will be cancelled out, 1 m will be cancelled out. So we have m L square t minus 2. And what are the dimensions of this m L square t minus 2? These are the dimensions of energy. Calculate the dimensions of energy. What are the dimensions of energy? Force, energy is equal to work. Work is equal to force into displacement. And what is force? It is mass into acceleration. Into displacement is suppose r. So what will be its dimensions? Dimension of mass is m. Acceleration is velocity upon time. Velocity, dimension of velocity is Lt minus 1 divided by t. So dimensions of acceleration are Lt minus 2 into displacement. Dimension of displacement will be L. So it is mL square t minus 2. So this L square by mu r square term, it has the dimensions of energy. So now in the next numerical, we have given a particle of mass m which is moving under the action of attractive inverse square force, which is given F is equal to minus m by r square. So instead of k, we have given m here. And the initial speed of the particle is given, v is given, that is 3 meter per second. So force is given, attractive inverse square force minus m by r square. Velocity is given, that is 3 meter per second. Then radial distance is given, that is r, it is 1 by 3 meter. This is m, this m is not mass, it is meters. And they are asking, will the particle trace an ellipse, parabola or hyperbola? So we have to detect the trajectory of the particle followed by the particle under the effect of inverse square force. Will it be the ellipse, parabola or hyperbola? So we will calculate the formula for total energy. We will calculate its total energy. It will be, if it is equal to 0, then it will be parabola. If the energy is negative, means if it is less than 0, then the path followed by the particle will be ellipse. And if the energy is greater than 0, that is positive, at that time the path followed by the particle will be hyperbola, because we have already discussed this in one of the articles. So we have to calculate the total energy. Why? Because only from the expression of total energy we will be able to know the shape of the trajectory followed by the particle. So what is total energy? General expression of total energy. It is sum of kinetic energy plus potential energy. So total energy is kinetic energy, which is half mv square, plus potential energy, that is U. So how we can calculate this U? Suppose this is equation 1. So we know that the relation between force and potential energy. We know the relation between force and potential energy, the central force, the relation between central and conservative force with potential energy, it is this. This expression we have studied in the article of conservative force in chapter number 2. And this Fr is minus m by r square. It is equal to minus du by dr. Minus and minus will be cancelled out. And move this dr to this side. So we have du is equal to m by r square dr. So we have du. It is equal to m by r square dr. So to calculate u, integrate both sides and you will get m. Integration of 1 by r square will be minus 2 plus 1 by minus 2 plus 1. So we have minus m by r. So u is equal to minus m by r. And put this value of u in equation 1. Put this in equation 1. So we will have total energy E is equal to half mv square minus m by r. And now we have the value of V and R. Put those values of V and R here. And we have the expression for total energy is equal to half m. Velocity is 3. So 3 square minus m upon this radial distance is 1 by 3 meter. So it is 1 by 3. Solve this. This 3 square will be 9. So 9 by 2m minus 3m. Take its LCM. It will be 2. So we have 9m minus 6m. So we have 3m by 2. Mass, that is always a positive quantity. So this is greater than 0. This implies total energy is greater than 0, that is positive. Therefore, the path followed by the particle will be hyperbola. So therefore, path followed by the particle is hyperbola. Now in the next numerical, we have to prove that the length of the semi-major axis of the elliptical orbit of a planet. We know that planets follow elliptical paths and the ellipse has two axes, major axis and minor axis. So suppose this is ellipse. This is major axis of ellipse whose length is 2a, and this is minor axis of ellipse whose length is 2b. Semi-major axis means half of this major axis. Half of major axis will be 2a by 2, means is equal to a. So that's why we have taken this length of semi-major axis as a. And we have to prove that this a, it only depends upon the total energy E and it is independent of the angular momentum of the planet. So we have to prove that length of semi-major axis, that is a, it depends only on energy, total energy, and not on L, that is angular momentum. This is to prove. This we have to prove. So for this, there is one relation between semi-major axis and semi-minor axis, and you have to learn that relation. Relation between semi-major axis, that is A, and semi-minor axis, that is B, is given by, in case of ellipse, it is given by B is equal to A root 1 minus E square. Calculate the value of B. B is A root 1 minus E square, and then suppose this is focus of the ellipse, then the line which is passing through the focus, it is known as latus rectum, and it is denoted by 2L. And we have another term which is semi-latus rectum. It is 1/2 of the latus rectum and it is denoted by L. And this L, it is also related to semi-major axis and semi-minor axis, and you have to also remember that expression. Also, semi-latus rectum, that is L, it is equal to B square by A. Also, we have proved in an article that this semi-latus rectum, it was equal to L square, where L is the angular momentum, L square by mu k. So from these two equations, suppose this is equation A and this is equation B. So from equation A and B, B square by A, it is equal to L square by mu k. From equation A and B, we have B square by A, it is equal to L square by mu k. And we know that here we have to prove the dependence of semi-major axis, that is A. It means we have to remove B from this expression. How we will remove B? From this equation, suppose this is equation 1, put the value of B from equation 1 in that expression. Suppose that is equation 2. So put the value of B from equation 1 in equation 2. So this implies B is equal to A root 1 minus E square. So B square will be A square. Root will be cancelled out with the square. So we have 1 minus E square divided by A. It is L square by mu k. And A, it is cancelled out. We have to find the value of A. So move this 1 minus E square to this side. So we have A is equal to L square by mu k into 1 minus E square. And now what is the expression of eccentricity? We have derived the expression for eccentricity in the article where the particle was moving under the effect of central force. We know that, and suppose this is equation 3rd. We know that eccentricity E, it is equal to root 1 plus 2E L square by mu k square. We need the value of 1 minus E square. So find the value of 1 minus E square from this equation, squaring both sides. Squaring both sides, you will get E square, it is equal to 1 plus 2E L square by mu k square. Root will be cancelled out with the square. and move this e squared to this side and move this term to this side. So it will be minus 2el square by mu k square. It is equal to 1 minus e square. And now one more thing is given in the statement. It is given that path is elliptical. If path is elliptical, this implies energy is less than 0, that is equal to negative. If energy is negative, then negative and negative, it will make positive. So we can write this 1 minus e square, it is equal to plus 2el square by mu square for elliptical path. So now put this value in equation third. Put this in equation third and you will get A is equal to L square by mu k into 2el square by mu k square. So we have L square and L square cancelled out, mu and mu cancelled out, k and 1k cancelled out. So solve this and you have A depends upon k by 2e. So from this expression, we have proved that length of semi-major axis of a particle which is moving in an elliptical orbit around the sun, it only depends upon the total energy of the planet and is independent of its angular momentum. How? Because there is no angular momentum in the final expression of A. So hence, proved.